This video segment continues with international relations and law. It focuses on compliance and enforcement. The major points of this segment are: Number 1. Achieving compliance and enforcement of treaties depends on its general acceptance by governments and their populace. Number 2. Monitoring emissions of greenhouse gases presents many challenges. Number 3. Three treaties that influence international policies about global climate change are the United Nations Law of the Sea, Montreal Protocol on Substances that Deplete Ozone Layer, and Kyoto Protocol to the Framework Convention on Climate Change. Compliance is the degree to which a state conforms to a treaty. Enforcement is a set of action that states take to ensure compliance. The American diplomat Chester Bowles observed, 20% of the regulated population will automatically comply with any regulation, 5% will attempt to evade it, and the remaining 75% will comply as long as they think that the 5% will be caught and punished. Catching and punishing this 5% requires monitoring for compliance and enforcing penalties for non-compliance. Perhaps the most important factor in achieving compliance and enforcement is the formulation of a treaty itself. Compliance with or enforcement of a poorly crafted or unpopular treaty is difficult. An effective treaty depends on support from the general populace as well as support from the local, regional, and national law enforcement. To garner such support often requires education, promotion, technical assistance, and financial incentives. Consequently, most modern multinational treaties not only enumerate obligations for the state participants, but also create an administrative structure to assist participants in monitoring compliance and enforcing its provisions. Monitoring emissions of greenhouse gases presents several challenges. Emission sources of the three major greenhouse gases, carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide, include both natural and human. Many of these are non-point sources, that is, they release small amounts of gas over large geographical areas. These gases are virtually colorless, odorless, and tasteless. The atmospheric concentrations of carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide are tiny, and monitoring emissions requires sophisticated equipment. Government enforcement programs seek to correct violations as well as create an environment that encourages compliance because the government has demonstrated a will to act when it detects violations. Laws in some countries empower private citizens to bring enforcement actions against violators. Insurance companies and financial institutions may require compliance with all regulations before a facility is eligible for insurance or a loan. Finally, a society may impose strong social sanctions for noncompliance. For example, the public may boycott products from a certain company if it harms the environment. Successful enforcement mechanisms should achieve one or more of the following outcomes. A. Return a violator to compliance. B. Impose a sanction or penalty. C. Nullify any economic benefits of noncompliance. D. Require that a violator provide accurate information. E. Remediate past environmental damages. And F. Correct the internal management problems of a violator. Every sovereign state has its own mechanisms for enforcement, and international agreements usually treat each state participant as an entity and leave the details about local, regional, and national enforcement to the individual state.